Greetings. This is Sister Rebecca, aka Holly Hood, and I'm not going to call this a Holly's Issues video because it's actually not. I've entitled this video "What's Your Problem?" because is when I'm out in public, I run into people that I know from my past, and I always wonder how they made out in life, especially if I haven't seen them, for quite so many years. And I am always troubled by the people that I really thought were going to do big things, that they didn't really do the big things. And so, you know, and it wasn't my dream for them, it was actually their dream for them. They were the biggest talkers, they're always into something, the movers, the shakers. And so I always wondered about that, and so I put this video together to those of you who are out there who have big dreams, but for some reason you're not following them. For those of you who actually think you've let your dreams slip you by, please believe that as long as you have air to breathe, your dreams haven't slipped you by. So we're going to talk about that. So just pay attention, and thank you always for watching and for listening. I want to start off by saying when you work for others, you are at their mercy. They own you. When you don't follow your own dreams, you wind up getting paid to help others follow theirs. Most people who work for others, they happen to work for people who are generals in their field. And what I'm saying by that is that the greatest generals are those who lead by example. They display extraordinary leadership abilities. They exhibit tremendous grace under pressure. And even by themselves, they are out there on the front line. Okay? All groups are representative of the spirit and the energy of the person who's on top. So if a leader lacks confidence, then their insecurities, they filter down the line. But there's always an exception to this rule. A charismatic, audacious leader who is on the front lines by themselves, setting the tone and the energy for the group. Leaders such as Napoleon, they always said he was out front. So he was there with the foot soldiers. He was up front. This type of leader does not need to yell or push people around. They have people who follow them because they choose to follow this person's lead, because it is powerful. This person is respected. Now, in the hood, respect is very important. In other places, it's your background, who you're related to, who your people are, where you went to school, mainly social status. But in the hood, everybody starts at zero because you have to gain respect in the hood. You must prove yourself repeatedly. If you are authentic and you are who you say you are, then people will back off and they'll give you your due. Now, this is just my experience, and I think most people will agree with me. That's how it goes. People who are born with titles, money, privileges, fame, these people are actually deluded because they grow up thinking that people owe them respect because of who they are. And the funny thing about it is when one of these types run into somebody from the hood, everybody knew, no, the hood don't care who you are. They don't give you love automatic like that. So, this is why also that a lot of these people, celebrities in particular, they find that people come to despise them for walking around like that because, you go into stores and you go to where at a Starbucks or wherever you go, do your business at, and you expect these people, to kiss your butt, and nobody's kissing butts these days. I'm sorry. So, and they find that their stock goes down. That's why a lot of them fell off the map, because people wouldn't put up with their crap. So my point is that your actions tell people who you are. Now, you can tell people who you are, but it's how you act that's going to show them who you really are. Maya Angelou said it once, and she said it so eloquently. She says, when people show you who they are, believe them. So, you'll be challenged. Even at your baller type status, you will be challenged every day to prove that you earned the position you occupy. So even after you make it, trust and believe from someone who has made it and will make it again, there are still going to be people who are put in position to, effectively ruin your day, but they'll also challenge you and question you, and they may even work for you. So you have to be able to handle that. And once you learn how to handle things with flair, panache, discernment, and grace, you will become known as authentic, and respect will become automatic. So it doesn't matter, where you're working from. You can start wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you start, because it doesn't necessarily mean that's where you're going to finish. You know where you want to finish in life. If you look in, I heard they don't give out the gold watches anymore, so I don't know what they give you for like all them years of service. I think basically you get a party, but I could be wrong. I know there's 401ks, and there's a lot of things that make people very secure in this life. But understand that nothing in this life is secure. I'd rather bank on myself and know where my money is at than to bank on a job, especially with some miserable person. Now, if I'm under a good general, then perhaps you can learn something. Perhaps I could have learned something. There were some bosses that I had that I did learn from, and then there were others that were a total waste of my time. So it wasn't until I actually, and I won't call names, but I remember when I was at Atlantic Records, there was an attorney there that I was forced to work with, and we actually had the same last name. It was wild. And she was a hot mess. And what they were paying me, and it wasn't a big deal that I was at Atlantic Records, because I actually had been at other labels, and I was able to get into other labels. I did not have to stay there and put up with her. I did it, but I didn't have to. So I'm saying to you, if you're into something that you don't have to be stuck into, what's your problem? Well, part of the problem is environment. You've got to get out of the hood. You've got to get up, pull your pants up, and travel. See other places. And even, even if you don't do this physically, you can do it mentally. You can go to the library and read books about other places. You can go on the internet and see other places. Those devices that you have, use them for something other than social media. Figure out how you're going to get this paper, because guess what? The street life, the thug life, it's dead. Nobody made crack money since the 80s, 90s. That was it. It's dead. The weed business, that's thriving because everybody does it. But guess what? The more people who do it, the more people who have it. So even that's not thriving. The time now, for those of you, I'm not talking to those of you who are comfortable. Those of you who are comfortable, you straight, you're in the PJs, you got your Section 8, you got your Link program, you have all these programs which may or may not last. Remember, there were some other programs before these, and they just shut down. Even Section 8, they shut that down. And now it's only special cases, priorities, and things. So, and nothing in this world is guaranteed. The only thing you can count on is you. So I'm talking to those of you who are like me, who want to be independent as possible. There is a way, but it starts with the mental. We've got to change that attitude. That hate, which is the worst term ever, we got to change that to love. Because guess what? The most powerful tribes, they work together. It indeed takes a village. Not just one, not just two, not just you and your peeps. We've got to spread that love. All that hate and negativity, that's got to come out of the hood. It's not prospering anybody. The black on black crime, that doesn't prosper us, and it keeps us targets. And guess what? They got Popo that look just like Nook Nook and Pee Wee from around the way. So you will go down, because they're perfecting this to a science. These kids is coming younger and younger out of the academy, and they are ready to do what they are paid to do. The elite do not want to be bothered with nigglets running around causing havoc and killing and hurting people and innocent children getting killed. That's not what's up. So we have to do a whole nother approach, people. And one of that, because most of this, it borders on the love of money. That's what it is. So we've got to do a 360, and we've got to love each other first, and the money will follow. There are those of us who are creative geniuses, but we got to unblock our minds first, and then we can proceed. So on that note, I'm going to say, what's your problem?